Planet Earth is spiraling out of control. We live in a world that has sexism, racism, rape, death, gore, violence, discrimination, and other gruesome feels in our video games. The game industry is nothing more than a hate-filled boys club with the goal to pick up where the Taliban left off. Luckily, opposition is strong with those brave souls who stick their necks out by writing concise, forward-thinking rants on their various blogs. But the movement needs something to really get it going. An alpha to fight the good fight and end gaming once and for all. And this figure needs to be a straight white man. Thanks to the theory of white supremacy, I am easily the most qualified to discuss racial and gender discrimination. You see, privilege isn't just skin deep. I'm mentally privileged, my sense of right is privileged, my sense of left is privileged, and my income is so privileged. Ladies and gentlemen, money talks. And with my net worth of over $800 American, I am practically oozing it. So in this first episode of Fighting the Patriarchy in Video Games But Done Goodly, I'd like to address the slanderous dribble that is the Shantae video game series. With a history of womanizing and non-progressive storytelling, the franchise deserves to be picked apart and exposed for what it really is. Now I must warn you. The following game footage is graphic and should not be viewed by a young audience. If you are triggered by fantasy violence, suggestive themes, and the patriarchy, then this video is not for you. The games in this series fall into the trope of sexual objectification. When attacked, Shantae's damage animation appears to present her in a sexual position. Unconsentingly, of course. To make matters worse, the object that invoked this involuntary response assumes a phallic shape, resembling that of the male reproductive organ, in turn subconsciously normalizing rape culture and violent sexual acts against women. But this should be no surprise, for as demonstrated in the Kickstarter trailer for Shantae Half Genie Hero, we see 3 male workers and 0 female workers. That's a 0% female work staff at WayForward Productions. Hashtag Gamergate bait won't fool me, game industry. Someday, only females will work on video games, and then we'll see who's the 0%. Spoiler alert, it won't be those pigs. Among these complaints, I also have a number of smaller, yet significant gripes that really drive home the point that Shantae is the Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide for sexism. Something that I literally can't even about Shantae is that WayForward is forcing the poor girl character to dress in that practically naked getup. Do I need to remind you that if we let this insolence continue unimpeded, then girls will be forced to walk around naked without the right to even wear clothes, just like the females of the 50s, aka the dark ages before the feminism renaissance. Also, she's supposed to be Middle Eastern, and the girls in that country of the Middle East don't show skin. As stated by the exact law, every single girl has to cosplay as a Jawa while roaming the streets. It's their tradition and their way of life. Why take that away from Shantae? Is it because you want to visually rape her? Yes? Well, that's against the law, and you should be ashamed of yourself, bros. Look at Shantae's skin for a second. You see the problem here? The misogynists of this game depicted Shantae as if she was covered in dirt, symbolizing how females are worth less than men and closer to that of the stuff they have to vacuum up because of the cis-white patriarchy. I demand more Elsa and less coconut. Girls are princesses, not fruit. Your name may be WayForward, but when it comes to feminism, you guys are way behind the curve. The game itself is full of design flaws that serve to purposefully depower girls. For example, if you use the gamepad, the player is able to take full control of Shantae. Because of the oversight of the game designers, an exploit allows a man to manipulate a woman against her own accord. Any of you sharp-witted viewers out there have without a doubt noticed the use of sexualization in the marketing campaign for this game.
What is it that they're loving right now?
The character designs, the dialogue and the characters. There's a lot of really just funny dialogue.
WayForward uses Shantae on the game cover and commercials in hopes of hitting that teenage boy demographic. What I suggest is the removal of Shantae in all advertising and the inclusion of something more presentable, like a volleyball. A pro-choice volleyball. Another pressing issue I have with the game is that it does not appeal to the female demographic. Several female colleagues of mine have stated that the game is just way too difficult and oppresses their unique playstyles. To amend this, I urge WayForward to create a female difficulty setting. Because girls can't play video games. They just can't. If implemented, there will be unlimited health, and any person who beats the game on this setting will be prompted to donate to my pro-feminism Patreon page. As a matter of fact, my Patreon page is actually open right now and running stronger than ever. If you pledge $25 or more to my Patreon page today, you could possibly earn the chance to be featured in the credits section of my next video. I'd also like to thank Caspasaurus for his constant support and dream of reviving rape culture. I'll link you to his Pornhub and Yahooligans account. And remember, join me next time as I discuss how Postal 2 caused the Salem witch trials. Thanks, and stay frosty. Ah yeah.